Yeah.
I'd go for broke if I could be with you. Only you can make it right. Do you know what I'm singing?
No, I have no idea.
It's the Good Night Line song from when I was a teenager. We had a local station, like a local pop radio station, and every night they would have the Good Night Line, and you would call in and say goodnight to someone.
But I like to say goodnight to the person that everything I do it for you. You know who you are, from Kelly.
Hi, this is Gina. I like saying to Christina, Ashley, and everyone who's at Lincoln.
Good night. I'd like to say goodnight to Ricky, Manuel, and Katrina. I love you. Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to say goodnight to Jamie, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay.
Hi, this is Jamie from Zion. I'd like to say goodnight to Chris, Miriam, and Jerry. And Jerry, I'm sorry.
The radio DJ was Greg the Hitman Williams, and his hitman is in playing the hits, not killing people.
Oh.
I saw the look in your eyes.
Holy
Listen,
shit. Kansas is
what-
fucking wild.
Yeah, you can't be a DJ and also like work for the mafia. What?
Fuck.
I mean, no, but his sister was Vanessa Williams, who at the time in the 90s, she was kind of on the verge of being a big pop star. She had
Sounds familiar now when you say it.
she had a hit song. It was, and he played it all the time, obviously, because it was his sister. It was
Is she an actress now?
she was an yes.
Sorry, an actor.
Oh, we're not saying actresses anymore. It's just like everybody's an actor. Okay, good to know.
I think. I don't know.
All right. Well, she was an actor / singer, and she had that song.
I think I remember.
Save the best for last. Do you remember that song?
I'm getting her face. I'm like visualizing
Yeah, she's got
her face.
really
She's
blue
pretty.
eyes.
She's like
yeah,
pretty...
she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Sometimes the sun goes round the moon. Remember that song? Sometimes the
familiar.
snow comes
yes.
down in June.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm really singing tonight. I don't know why.
Yeah. Your plants are freaking me out. They're moving in the background every freaking time, and it's freaking me out.
Well, one of them has a ghost. One of the plants is haunted. And I know how you feel about that. So this is why I'm waiting to tell you now. Is because if I told you this before we started filming, you wouldn't let me put a haunted plant behind you.
I don't care about haunted plants. What are they gonna do? You know, they don't even talk. So it's not. Like...
Have you ever seen Little Shop of Horrors? Come on.
Oh, but that's a different type. It's not a haunted plant. It's a carnivorous plant, right?
Yeah, it's a giant Venus flytrap.
That movie fucking traumatized me when I was a kid. Did it to
Really?
you?
No,
Yeah.
I loved it.
Oh my god, with the fucking big ass mouth and the teeth. And
yeah.
and
remember when he eats
and the black
Steve
voice?
Martin? What?
He had a black voice.
Okay.
How am I supposed to keep on feeding you? Kill people?
I make it worth your while.
What?
You think this is all coincidence, baby? The sudden success around here. The press coverage?
Look, you're a plant, an inanimate object.
Does this look inanimate to you, punk? If I can talk and I can move, who's to say I can't do anything I want?
So yeah, let's do the intro now.
Oh my god. Welcome to
You're gonna do it?
You do it. I don't even like this intro. You do it.
We're gonna do this.
We're gonna fight about
every episode. We're just gonna fight about this intro. Welcome everyone. How y'all doing? Welcome to the AA Meeting podcast, where an Armenian and an American talk about
how the Good Night Line ruined people's lives.
Oh yes, yeah.
The
Talk about that.
Explosive content of the Good Night Line just rocked people's worlds.
Yeah, you have a story about that.
Yeah, I do. So when I was 13 or 14, and you have to remember the Good Night Line was a huge deal.
Well,
every kid from the age of 13 to 18 listened to the Goodnight Line almost every night because they would want to see if someone said goodnight to them on the Goodnight Line.
Is this like an American memory, like a past thing, or is it just Kansas stuff? It's just like
no, actually. I saw. Do you remember that movie Valley Girl? It was about Valley Girls in California, and it came out in the 80s, and it was kind of like it's what started everyone's like obsession with Valley Girls and teen culture and mall culture.
But it sounds like something I would watch.
It was in that movie as well. So local radio stations, I think across the US, would have some kind of like message line that listeners could call in, leave a message and for someone, and then they would play it over music.
Hey, didn't I say it? Like you.
This could be a very exciting podcast if one of my plants just comes to life and bites our heads off.
It keeps moving. I'm not lying.
I actually sometimes wish one of my plants would bite my head off in my sleep, so I just
to end it.
Oh
my god! Welcome to the Meeting podcast, where everything's
my humor is dark.
We're gonna kill ourselves next.
All right, calm down.
God damn it!
Okay, so let's get back to let's focus. Getting back to the Goodnight Line, right? So you would call in, and people would leave crazy messages on the Goodnight Line. It would be like someone calling in and saying something like, "Shelly, I still love you, even though the other night I got drunk, drove my truck through your lawn and peed on your driveway. I still love you, baby. Good night." You know, shit like that. Like, it's like some really explosive stuff on there.
And it's always the same guy.
Yeah, it's that one guy who...
Shelly, again,
I'm sorry I gave you a black eye.
I gotta call you and say I'm sorry, and I pissed on your closet and on your shoes.
Dads would call in sometimes when they miss their kids' birthdays. Like,
oh my God. I should call it.
"Baby girl, I'm sorry I missed your birthday this year. You know, you're still my number one baby girl." And they were probably getting drunk in Mexico with like a stripper or something, you know. Anyway, so I'm 13, right? And we all have 13 or 14. We all have landlines. And so I call my friend Kelly Ford, and she's dating the full name. She's dating Curtis Brown, okay?
I love that you're using full names. That's great.
And so I call Kelly and we're talking, and she says, like, "Hey, let me call Curtis. His cousin is over tonight, and his cousin wants to talk to you. He wants to meet you." I'm like, okay. So this is when you could put somebody on hold on a landline, call somebody else, and then click them over, kind of like a conference call.
Yeah.
So we were all talking, and this guy, Bobby, I don't even know his last name, Curtis's cousin Bobby, let's just say his last name was McFerrin, Bobby McFerrin.
Is that his real name?
No, but I'm going to say it was Bobby McFerrin. And so he's talking to me, and he's like putting the moves on me over the phone. He's saying stuff like, "Oh, you sound like you're really pretty. I'd really like to meet you." And I'm 13. I have braces, acne, no boobs, and I'm like, "Are you sure I sound pretty?"
Thanks, Robbie.
You're such an asshole.
Do I sound really pretty?
Uh-huh. That's exactly how I was. And then Curtis goes, "Oh, but we have to tell you Bobby has a slight problem. He's deformed." Like, what?
What
He's like, would you go out with a
wingman? What kind of wingman says that about his friend who's trying to like hook up with someone?
I think Curtis had a lot to learn about hooking up his cousin. And then he's like, would you go out with Bobby even though he's deformed? I'm like, but deformed how?
They never said it?
No, he wouldn't tell me. Okay. So this is crucial. This is crucial. He wouldn't tell me how Bobby was deformed. And they were laughing about it. So I'm like, hilarious. Okay, it's probably a joke. Bobby, I'm sure Bobby is not even deformed. So it's Friday night, right? That's like prime time, good night line. And
prime time.
We get off the phone so that way I can call the good night line. They don't know I'm going to do this, but I'm going to call the good night line and say goodnight to Bobby. And then we all call each other back. We're listening to the goodnight line and they play my dedication. And I said, like, I want to say goodnight to Bobby, even though he's deformed. Good night, Bobby.
That's so mean.
Okay.
That's so
I was
mean.
joking. I was messing around. And I didn't realize like the huge fallout it would cause because everyone was listening to the goodnight line. Oh, I said his full name. I was like, I'd like to say goodnight to Bobby McFerrin. I know you're deformed. I'm really sorry. And all his friends heard it. He went to a different school, so I heard this secondhand from Curtis. All his friends heard it. It caused a huge fallout. Apparently, he had a girlfriend, and he was macking on me.
Macking. That's hilarious.
He's macking on me. That's what we used to say.
Oh,
Someone's macking on you.
We're going to bring that word back.
Return of the Mac. Anyway, so it went around because I didn't say what was deformed. The rumor started that Bobby had a deformed penis. And his girlfriend broke up with him because I was another girl saying goodnight to Bobby. And she was like, oh, your penis is deformed now? How does she know?
Listen, Kara, like, I swear to God, if I was Bobby, this would be a total nightmare.
Yeah, it ruined the poor kid.
Forever you're known as having a deformed penis.
He shouldn't have told me he was deformed. He didn't want me to.
It was his, like...
No, he confirmed it, and he didn't. He confirmed that something was deformed.
What? Maybe he had like a curved penis.
I don't. Maybe, and but they were. It wasn't like a serious.
Wow.
That's the the devastation that the goodnight line could cause.
You're a shit disturber.
No, I'm not.
I'm a home wrecker. Yeah, you're a home wrecker.
I am not a home wrecker.
Even at 13 years old, you just started young, Well, I see an opportunity for a good joke. Comedy, baby. So I take it. Absolutely.
And they played it. There's no way they were not going to play my dedication if I was saying that Bobby McFerrin was deformed.
In hindsight, thinking about it now, you nailed it. You mission successful. You did it. You got your joke out. It hit the radio station. Everybody listens to it. You did it.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I should have. Thanks. Good job for ruining this poor kid's life.
Absolutely,
Yeah, he shouldn't have been macking on me when he had a girlfriend.
Yeah. It's true. What a fucking dick.
Yeah, what a dick.
How did it make you feel? Let's talk about how you made you feel, this whole thing, when you were a kid.
The what?
The whole thing that happened.
With Bobby?
Did you feel bad?
The good night line?
Yeah, did you feel bad?
I felt bad after I knew what happened, but I felt really good when...
The joke landed?
When we were all listening to the goodnight line and my dedication was played and
oh my God.
Curtis and Kelly, we all just lost it.
Yeah, that would be hilarious to listen to when you're a kid and you're like, oh my God.
Oh my God, he's deformed.
Wow. Talking about the dads or the husbands calling and because they forgot someone their
That was
wives'
really sad.
wife's birthday.
Oh, I didn't even remember. Oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
You want
someone
to tell
here.
them, or do you want to tell them, or do you want me to tell them? Do you want to say
It sounds
Do
like
want
you
me
want to
to?
say it.
Taff forgot my birthday. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I broke up with
Every
him.
year it's gonna happen.
I broke up with him. I called my friend Michelle. I said, so this is the funny thing. I don't even care about my birthday. Okay. And I don't really celebrate it, but it was the principle of it. And I called my friend and we got really drunk. And then I broke up with you over text message. Because I just wanted to, after a year of being together, I thought it would be a good idea just to send you a text saying, I need to be with someone who remembers my birthday. It's over. Thank you for playing.
I honestly, when it happened, I was like, for sure, she's gonna call me back and we're gonna talk it out.
You
know?
thought I was going to call you?
Like we're gonna talk to each other in the morning and be like, hey, like just normal. Everything was gonna be normal. I thought I was just gonna pass.
Say why you forgot my birthday, though. Because it just makes you sound like you forgot, but you you did forget, but we had a party and you thought that was the birthday
thinking about
thing.
like it's still like a shitty excuse. I still shouldn't have forgotten your birthday. Let's face it.
Yeah, let's face it.
Like I'm not gonna hide behind something like that. So I'll admit it. I did forget. At least, hey, listen. At least I told you. I told you the truth. You know, I told you. I could have been like, I could have been like, hey, what's up? And you're like, are you forgetting something? And then I'll be like, no,
Is that how I
I'm not
sounded?
forgetting anything. And you would be like, really? Yeah. And then I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna bring flowers and stuff. Like I could have lied to you and been like, no, I got it down.
Yeah, but would you have been able to be that quick?
Probably not.
Because you really had to stop and think about what it was you were forgetting.
But yes, I'm okay. You got me there. I'm not quick. I'm not quick on my feet when it comes to responses like that. But you also know me that I don't want to lie about things. I'm very honest.
Right.
So like in my heart, I would never even like think about I'm gonna lie to her. I'm like, it just comes out. I just say the truth. Like you know what I mean. So.
Yeah, like you told me your penis was deformed, when we first met.
Yeah, and Bobby, if you're listening, his name is Bobby. Having a deformed penis is fine. It's actually pleasurable.
If it was just curved, we don't know how. We don't know how it was deformed. If it was we just don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. So I'm taking this opportunity to say I'm really sorry. And
deadbeat boyfriends on the next episode.
I promise I will never forget your birthday ever again.
No,
you know why?
No,
you know why? Because I have it on my phone.
Oh well, you know what? You were stupid. You should have put it on your phone to begin with. Oh, why didn't you do that?
All my friends said the same thing to me.
All right, that's fine. Willing to let it go. But we did decide that you're going to be really great to me every day of the year except for my birthday. Yeah, you're going to treat me like total shit on my birthday. On your birthday. Yeah.
That's a birthday to me.
So now you're saying finally the opportunity that you've always been waiting for to be a total asshole to me has arrived.
I get carte blanche to just be an asshole to you.
That won't last long.
Make me a sandwich.
That's you being an asshole. Yes. Oh, so I have a new bit.
Yeah, can we talk about can we talk about you on Wednesday? We went to the Wiggle Room. Can I say that?
Yeah.
And you went on stage. You fucking killed.
Thank you.
Murdered. You actually like murdered everybody on stage.
Yeah, there was bloodshed.
It was the
They were laughing so hard that
Oh my
blood was
God.
coming out of their mouth.
Oh, their head exploded.
It was like a Cronenberg movie.
Just
like everyone's heads exploding.
But you have this bit, and it's fucking hilarious, and it's because you and I watched.
It's about Army Hammer, but I'm surprised because I've done this bit a few places, and I don't think the documentary is really getting a lot of views.
But
because
who
most
cares
people
about-
don't know.
Who cares about the documentary? It was known pre-documentary that Army Hammer like let out these texts about cannibalism. Everybody knew about that stuff.
Well, he didn't. He did they? I
Yeah,
didn't
that's why
know
they made
until
the
I saw.
documentary.
Right. Okay. Because it was about his family and how messed up they were.
Right. The documentary went on about his family, but the context is how fucking creepy Army Hammer is with his text.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, it wasn't that great of a documentary.
No, it's on Discovery.
It could
so
have
it
been,
sucks.
yeah. It was more like a tank piece. Like they were obviously, trying to get him prosecuted, which is, yeah, he should be. But at the same time, it wasn't. It could have gone into more depth. It didn't really.
About Army Hammer
Yeah.
specifically. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was more just about the texts and the victims trying to get, a conviction. But yeah, he did some seriously messed up stuff.
Yeah. Super messed up.
You're his. Completely. These are messages that are being sent literally within seconds of each other. I mean, he said, I'm 100% a cannibal. I'm freaking out. It was all he wanted to ever talk about. Then I get a note that says I'm gonna bite the out of you.
But I have
What?
to admit, though, I'm a little shocked that after receiving these texts, and maybe this is just how great his capacity for manipulation is, I'm a little shocked that these women went with the whole cannibal thing. Because it wasn't like suddenly they went out on a date and there was no indication of anything creepy. He would send them these really weird texts that like, I want to, eat your rib and I'm 100% a cannibal. That one was my favorite. If someone is texting you that they are 100% a cannibal, you 100% need to run.
Yeah. I don't understand his logic about writing that and getting a response of like, ooh, sexy. Like, no one's going to respond to someone saying I'm 100% cannibal.
So I don't know if he passed it off as kind of like a role play thing.
I think that's...
And they didn't say that because I don't understand how these women would not be horrified that suddenly they were getting these messages out of the blue, like, I want to brand your ass and bite your butt cheek.
That's actually a good, fair point, because we're saying he texted out of like, I'm 100% cannibal out of context. Like if the way we're explaining it right now, he could have met someone right off the bat on Instagram and been like, I'm 100% cannibal, but that's not how it happened. Right. It goes like, hey, you look beautiful. You look like sunshine, which he said that. He said that to a woman. He said like, oh, you look as beautiful as a sunshine. What a fucking douchey thing to write, by the way. And then like it went on by saying, oh, you're so beautiful. I want to be with you and all that stuff. And they get together. And then the sexual like kinky stuff starts happening, right?
Yeah, the rope time.
The rope.
Yeah.
And then like little nibbles. Little nibbles.
Yeah, he was pushing it. He was testing the waters with each woman. He was kind of like pushing it further and further until he carved his initial on a girl's ass cheek.
But I'm saying like the text would have been like, you know, like I can't wait to like nibble on your toes or whatever. Oh, I can't wait to eat you. And then
I can't wait to smoke your thigh and use your blood as barbecue
I'm 100% cannibal. It led up to the 100% cannibal, and then it would be sexy. Now if I analyze it, then I would be like, yeah, that's hot.
So you would fall for it. So if the roles were reversed and you were dating Army Hammer and because we all know about the quiz. So if you were dating Army Hammer and he, you know, was
bring it up all the time.
he was messaging you. Tell them who your crossover. Did we already say who your crossover was?
I don't think so. I think we just left it on bi.
Well, you're apparently bi-curious.
Yeah,
according to this
how many times
stupid
are we
online
bring
quiz. As many times as I want to bring up. No, we didn't.
Well, you're a lesbian.
Great.
I'm going to bring that up then.
No, well, I mean, I wish. I've always wished I was. It would make things a lot easier. Well, no, grass is always greener.
We both kissed the same sex at least. So
I didn't know you did.
I did.
Was it Chris Pine?
I wish.
Listen, I don't even know why you like Chris Pine. He looks so Botoxed now. Okay.
But I think he's handsome. I think he's a handsome guy, and he looks like a really cool guy to hang out with. So if we can have sex and I'm gonna hang out with him afterwards, it's a done deal. You know, it's doesn't take a lot for me to like sell my ass.
Okay.
No,
I'm glad I know.
That's not what I meant.
Glad I know.
I didn't mean sell my ass.
Well, Army Hammer would love that. He'd love to brand your ass.
Yeah, but the whole point of Army Hammer, in my mind, if I was quote unquote his girlfriend, it like the whole tying up and the whole BDSM part would be like wouldn't be hurtful. Like it wouldn't hurt, right?
Right.
So like he's tying me up. It's like we're having sex or whatever. And then it's like, you know, maybe there's whips involved and like my skin is like kind of red because of the slaps or whatever. and the biting. But then like if he says like I'm 100% cannibal, it would be like a turn on. It's like, oh, he wants to eat me.
He wants to ingest my soul.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I don't know. No, he's a freak. I'm just
remember that one message he sent? He texted this girl that he was seeing. She wasn't at her apartment. He knew she was gone. And he shows up at her apartment, takes a picture of the building outside, and says, I'm waiting outside to get in so I can walk into the lobby and try to find your scent.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. I forgot about the scent part.
And then she went back to him after that.
I know.
To me, that would be, I mean, there would be many deal breakers before that, but
for sure.
I think that would be that's incredible stalkish behavior, like scary stalkish behavior. I mean, I think that if he didn't get exposed, he would have probably murdered someone eventually.
For sure. It's totally like serial killer vibes. For sure. It's basically how serial killers started. But the thing is, like, most serial killers they don't have fame as big fame status as he does, you know? They're very covert and
yeah, I'm sure he could have it sounds like his family probably has murdered somebody in the past. Oh wait, no, they did. Probably. They did say something like that.
Oh, I think like his dad shot somebody with a shotgun or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing that I got from the documentary is how women would literally do anything to be
some women
would do anything to be with a famous guy, like anything.
Yeah, he creeped me out before all this happened.
Yeah,
I remember seeing him in that movie Call Me by Your Name,
and he was so creepy.
There was something off about him.
I agree.
I've seen him in things, and I've always felt like there was something really off about him, and now we know.
Yeah.
He likes to eat people.
He likes to eat. He likes to eat ass.
Ass cheeks.
Ass cheeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, well, my bit is just like, that's the oldest line in the book. I can't believe these women fell for that. If I had a dime for every time a guy was like, I want to smoke you like a porterhouse steak. So cliche. Come on.
Yeah, that's fucking funny.
I don't
That's
know.
fucking funny.
Sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. I mean,
it's also like people don't know like pop culture here, I guess, and not a lot of people know about Army Hammer. But yesterday, like some women did.
yeah, more
One
so I
woman
think
was
the
like, "I
document.
know him."
Right, the woman in the neon sweatshirt.
Yeah, she like
That lady
yelled it
was
out, like,
yeah.
"I know him."
Yeah.
And you were like, "All right, good for you."
She was getting wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked her though.
It was really fun. It was really fun yesterday.
Yeah, that was actually the first time I ever did the Wiggle Room. And it's a very, very long show because it's burlesque and comedy as well.
Even the burlesque, but also the drag shows. It was really fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean it's quite a performance.
It's
know?
like it's exhausting. It's like the way like
yeah.
they put like 100% energy in it. It was great. It was great. I enjoyed it. But transitioning to your friend Abby was at the Wiggle Room.
Yeah.
And you were on her podcast.
Yeah, she has a podcast, House of Stone. Just came out. We started about the same time.
Yeah, shout out to her and
Shout out to Abby
and her podcast. So like I watched a clip of her podcast, and on her podcast she mentioned that when she was young, she wished that she knew about masturbation because she wanted to go out and have sex, but she didn't know how to like calm herself down and like get the sexual energy out.
So it made her what, like really
crazy?
Okay.
And that reminded me. I wanted to bring this up because the response was like what your response was, where your friends would tell you.
Yeah,
Your
that's
friends
how
would talk
I
to you
learned about it.
Right.
But my friends were also much more sexually mature than I was.
Right.
I was a late bloomer, and at like some of my friends at 14 were having sex.
Yeah.
And I was just not I wasn't mature enough to handle that. And so but later on, like, they just kind of assumed that I knew, and I think I was at a sleepover or something, and they're like, they found out that I didn't masturbate, or I had never done it before, and they were like, "What? Are you insane?" And then they were like, "Okay, we've got to get you on track," that kind of stuff.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, and then they would laugh at me and tell me that I was sheltered. Yeah, I remember it. Yeah,
Kara's homeschooled.
Oh
essentially.
God, pretty much.
Yeah. So I had a totally opposite upbringing to
Yeah, your dad was nuts.
yeah, my dad and I, he at a young age, like when I talked about my dad and to my friends, I would tell my friends that my dad and we would talk about sex all the time, even at a very young age. My dad was like a hippie about it. He would walk around the house naked. I would see his dick hanging out, like drooping and fucking
You're
wiggling,
getting really descriptive
wiggling,
here.
and-
Okay, all right, that's good.
Well,
I don't need to. I don't really want to know like what your dad's dick looks like. So
well, I gotta put it in context, Like
I mean, I think I can get
Dad,
it. I get the image.
Well, I want to emphasize even more. I want to give you more detail.
I don't want more detail.
Well, too bad. This is my story. I'm gonna tell it.
All right. Okay.
So I would be like, Dad, wear your fucking underwear. I wouldn't say fucking, but I would be like, Dad, wear your underwear. And he's like, don't be ashamed of your body, son.
I love that response.
You would be seriously. You would be like, "Don't be ashamed of your body. Own it. Walk around naked in the house." And I was like, "There's moms here. I'm not gonna."
Mom's here. I love that. I love how you
So-
were trying to protect the innocence, this perceived
Yeah,
innocence of your mother from your dad.
Yeah.
Like they hadn't,
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So I remember when I started masturbating, I was 13, and I felt really bad about it because I'm Catholic, and masturbation is a sin for
Also,
Catholics.
something weird I wanted to bring up later, but go on.
And so, me being Catholic, and of course I'm Catholic because of my dad, not my mom. And I knew my dad wasn't religious, but I wasn't sure if I was committing a sin or not. So, because I was full on masturbating at that point, because it felt good. And so, I went up to my dad once and I go like, Dad, and I don't know how I approached it. I was nervous. And I go, Dad, is masturbation okay? Is God okay with masturbating? And is it a
So
sin?
you went to church as a kid? So
Yeah.
because where would you get all of okay.
Because my
okay.
mom forced us to go.
Oh, right.
We
okay.
had. I remember at that time, my mom forced us to pray every night before we go to bed. I had to pray to God. And so,
Pray to God that your dad would put his underwear on.
absolutely,
And stop being so comfortable with his body.
yeah, his dark penis. Uh,
Okay. That is enough. Do you realize what you've just done? I'm
What?
never going to unsee that when I see your dad.
Amazing.
I am so mad at you right now. I hate you for doing that. You just had to do it, didn't you? You just had to slip that little image in there, knowing that once I've seen that in my mind, I can't unsee that. And then I'm going to have to look at your dad and I'm going to look at him and I'm going to be thinking, don't think about dark penis. Don't think about dark penis. And that's all I'm going to think about is dark penis.
Yeah.
All right, go on with your story.
And so I'm looking down on that floor and I'm like, Dad, is masturbation a sin? And he literally goes, he was so excited for me to bring this conversation up. And he's like, son, masturbate everywhere. Go masturbate in the kitchen, in the basement, in the bathroom.
Okay, that's kind of criminal though,
He
because
goes
you could get arrested for that if you do that in a movie theater.
Right, but obviously he's saying within the house.
Oh.
He's like, have at it.
Your poor mom.
He's
Jeez.
like, enjoy it. It's the best thing in the world. And it's very healthy. My dad goes like, it's very healthy for you.
God, I'm so glad no one took a black light to the walls in your house. There would be everywhere.
That's actually like, I know you're joking, but that's actually like, it's funny how women think that like cum would be like flying all over the walls.
I mean,
that's not how
it can.
It can.
It can.
But I don't know.
I've heard the darker your penis is, the further your
Shut up.
the further it travels.
Now I'm picturing my dad coming.
Yeah, well, let's ask your dad next time we see him if that's true. It's done. We're not.
I'm sorry, my Armenian family.
Yeah.
That's watching right now.
What's all of Armenia going to think about this now?
They're gonna be amazed. They're gonna be like, "Great, fantastic." we are strong
watching
men.
with
We are
no
strong.
emotion.
Armenia. But yeah, so I learned at a young age from my dad that it was the most healthiest thing to do, and I was having a blast.
Well, you know what? I actually think that is healthy to
It
have
is.
that discussion with your parents, because I would never.
Yeah, 'cause
that
I
could
felt like a
never
freak.
happen with me.
I felt like a freak
Yeah.
when I was happening.
But it's weird because my kids already ask me about sex at this age. Actually,
Well,
they did
you're-
earlier
but
when my
you're-
daughter was 5.
but
It
you're-
was always like, how are babies born? How is this? And and
Listen.
they continually we continually have this conversation, and I'm just as direct and like clinical as possible.
I don't want to throw you under the bus, but you're kind of like my dad as a mom.
I'm a hippie with a dark penis.
Yeah, like no.
I'm an Armenian man.
No, but you're not really like a prude when it comes to your
Well-
body next to your kids.
That's true. I do walk around naked in front of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most like for Armenians.
My parents did though too. They were just
not
really prudish
Armenians.
about talking about it.
Yeah.
My I saw both of my parents naked growing up.
Damn.
In their room. They didn't walk around the house naked. Right. They were only naked in their room when they got out of a shower, and if I was in there, they would just be naked.
Right. Right.
So it feels like a natural thing.
Yeah, so that's why your kids ask you about sex all the time, because they see you like walking around naked. No, isn't that logically?
No, I just think they want. I mean, the conversation starts as where do babies come from?
Right, but they also always talk about your boobs every time I'm with you.
Yeah, it's weird.
They talk about your boobs. Last time we were can I talk about this? Last time we were at the beach. And then your daughter came up to you and started touching your boobs, and you're like, why are you touching my boobs? And then she said, I just want to see them.
Yeah, girls are very curious about that because they want to know what they're gonna have.
Yeah,
I remember that she wanted to get a bra,
right?
And so we went to Target to get her a bra,
right?
And now she doesn't wear it, but there was another kid at her camp that had a bra and she wanted one, and I remember the same thing. But I was so like, I think I was 13 when I got my first bra, and I had no boobs, and my mom took me to JCPenney to buy a bra. Wow. But I was like it was a really emotional experience for me, and it felt like too much, and I was really excited to get a bra. But after we were looking at them, and then after we bought one and went back to the car, I had a breakdown in the car. I was like, I don't think I'm ready to get a bra after all. I'm not ready for this.
Wait, because you put it on and you
I
realized
tried
how
it
small
on.
your breasts were?
No. It just felt like a big change, I wasn't ready for that change in my body. I told you I was a late bloomer, so I didn't have any. You mentioned that you grew up Catholic, and I knew that, but there's a weird pattern in my life where I've always ended up dating guys that have grown up Catholic, and I can't figure. It's very weird to me, and I don't know until later on, like after we start dating, that they grew up Catholic, and I don't know what that is. Like my ex is the same. Like my ex-husband grew up Catholic. I'm thinking back, like several guys I dated in the past also grew up Catholic, and I don't know. This is jumping to conclusions a lot, but I found out not so long ago that I'm a direct descendant of Sir Thomas More, who was the Catholic consort to Henry VIII.
I think you told me about this.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? I found that out on Ancestry.com. I traced my lineage all the way back to apparently Sir Thomas More. I'm like descended from his eldest daughter.
Oh wow.
So it was that line. But I don't know if that has anything to do with it, because my family's Protestant. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't. My mom was kind of anti-religion, which was difficult in Kansas.
To be anti-religious?
When all your friends are going to church, and there's a lot of that. Later on in high school, it wasn't a big deal.
I'm starting to like your mom more and more.
But we weren't Catholic. Like my extended family is mostly like Methodist or some kind of Protestant. But yeah, I just thought it's weird. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's because there's some kind of like cultural thing. Like I'm descended from Catholicism in some way.
And you can
There's,
detect it. You can detect
without knowing, or I'm just comfortable with someone who shares some kind of familiar habits
Right.
that I would also have.
Yeah.
So it's very strange to me. I never put that together until I started. I kept wondering why I was ending up with all these dudes who were growing up Catholic, and then I traced my lineage back just like on a weird whim. I was pregnant. I was like really sick or something. I couldn't leave the house and I wasn't doing anything. So I just went down this rabbit hole on ancestry.com. And
Man,
yeah, it was
you're so
crazy.
lucky.
But
You're
I
so
had
lucky to do. You can do that.
I'd also seen there was a play written about him called A Man for All Seasons, I think.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, King Henry VIII executed him because he wouldn't grant him a divorce and go against his Catholic faith.
But this is gonna be sad what I'm about to talk about. But like,
You said we couldn't talk about sad things.
I know, but I gotta say, do you realize that I can't do Ancestry.com?
Why?
Because my ancestors got murdered.
Oh shit, the Armenian genocide. I totally forgot about
Yeah,
that.
do you realize that? Do you just think about?
I mean,
how
you can.
There's no
Did
way
they-
to find my ancestors. No way. They're gone. There's no history of them. Nothing.
Nobody would have any
There's no
history
tracks,
of how they died in the
No, because Armenians died in a horrific way. Like, it wasn't like they were rounding us up in the city and murdering us. It was they would like some of the parts where they would like bring us all the way to the desert and make us suffocate. Like, no water, no food. They would just
leave you out there to die.
So there's hundreds of thousands of Armenians dying like that, you know. So yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Oh, you know what else I found as well? I'm also related to like 4 of the first families that settled upstate New York.
All right, stop bragging. All right?
My ex was like, you could probably apply for like the Daughters of the Revolution or something. I'm not gonna fucking do that.
Kara's you're coming from
I'm so
top of the chain.
white.
Next thing you're gonna tell me that you're related to the Hanson brothers.
Oh shush. Bop.
But we did it.